season. We were just talking before we went on mic here, and you were saying
This is HBU Huskies women's basketball. HBU basketball is a presentation of the Husky Sports Network in conjunction with the Legacy Sports Network and is brought to you by the corporate partners of HBU Athletics, including Houston Federal Credit Union, the Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Pepsi, Geico, Raising Cane's, Kolache Factory, and IBEW Local 716. Right now, it's almost time for your HBU Huskies to take the court, so let's go courtside for some HBU Huskies women's basketball.
good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to Sharp Gym here on the campus of Houston Baptist University in Southwest Houston, home of your HBU Huskies in the site of our game today between those Huskies and the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders. The home finale, the season finale for Donna Finney's squad, and we welcome you into the broadcast today. I'm Lonnie King, glad to have you along for the ride wherever you are around the city of Houston, across the state of Texas, around the country, or even around the world on the World Wide Web. Thanks for making HBU women's basketball a part of your Saturday experience, and hopefully we've got a W on the way for you to close out the season. The Huskies have been hot, winning 4 of their last 5 games. The only loss in that stretch back on February 21st in Beaumont to the first-place Lamar Lady Cardinals. That was a tough evening to endure for Donna Finney's squad, but other than that, they've got wins over Northwestern State, Sam Houston State, at McNeese, and here at home last Wednesday night against Incarnate Word to take 4 of their last 5 and move their record for the conference season to 6-11, 10-17 overall as they get ready to close out the season this year. There will not be Southland Conference tournament action in store for the squad coming up next week. Did not finish in the top 8, but they will look to spoil the party for Texas A&M Corpus Christi this afternoon, who comes in at 10-7 in Southland play, 17-11 overall, and they are headed to the tournament next week. So the Huskies would like to finish out on a positive note here, maybe send the Islanders limping into the tournament next week by knocking them off before they head out to Katy to participate in Southland Conference action. We'll talk with Donna Finney about that. Also, a reminder that today is Senior Day, and the Huskies have a lone senior on their squad. She joined the squad late. Blair Gillard. We'll talk to Donna Finney about her. We'll talk with Blair coming up at halftime. We'll have a chat with Blair Gillard and her experiences that led her to the squad here for this, her one and only basketball season. And that will be an interesting chat that we're sure you'll enjoy. So stick around for all of this. We'll get things going with our chat with Donna Finney when we come back here on the Husky Sports Network.
Let Houston Federal Credit Union be there for all the stages of your life. Take advantage of our products and services to help you with all your financial milestones, such as purchasing a car, buying a home, and planning for retirement. We're the credit union that will always have your back and helps you save money along the way. Houston Federal Credit Union is the official credit union of HBU. Experience the credit union difference today. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, houstonfcu.org.
At the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, We're dedicated to the dedicated, who lace up before sunrise, who don't let a hard hit keep them down, who want the ball when the game's on the line. So team up with the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute at Texas Medical Center, Memorial City, or the Woodlands, where our affiliated surgeons, specialists, and physical therapists offer all athletes the elite care they need to forge ahead.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Longtime listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, you know, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
But what about you? When you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi. Sounds good, doesn't it?
But why stop there? The refreshing taste of Pepsi is the perfect way to celebrate anything. Like when you and your roommate order a pizza and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks, no charge. That's worth a Pepsi celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Welcome back into the Huskies pregame report. Time for a game time chat with Donna Finney, the head coach of the Huskies, in advance of the home finale today, the closing out game of the season. Donna, there's always mixed emotions going into the last game of the season. We were just talking before we went on mic here, and you were saying it'd be nice to be getting ready to play for another week or two, but that's not going to be the case this year.
Yeah, I think, just with everything that we've gone through this year, it's almost right. This is our time that we're kind of hitting our stride, and this is our last opportunity. But, I also think this team's learned to fight through adversity better than, any other year that we've had here, and I think that bodes well for the future.
Yeah, it was some of that adversity that brought the lone senior on your roster, who you're recognizing today, to the squad. Blair Gillard joined you from the volleyball team. Talk a little bit about that situation, what brought that about, and, some of the gaps she filled when you really needed some filled.
Yeah, I mean, when Blair was a freshman, she would come by my office and joke with me and say, I played in high school, coach, so if you need a body, and we never ever thought that we would have to take her up on that. And so, we're down to 6 healthy bodies and thinking, what on earth do we do? Because, we knew we weren't going to have people returning for at least a week and a half. And the first person we thought of was Blair. So we were on the road and we called her and called Coach Herman, and they were both on board. So, and I think what I talked to Blair about was just her passion for the game, because it was a game that she loved playing and she didn't get the opportunity to play at the collegiate level. And so when volleyball was done, here she is getting an opportunity to play another sport for her school and a sport she loves. And it shows, because how many kids that, are walk-ons effectively are going to get up at 5:30 in the morning and come practice with a smile on their face every day and just do whatever it takes and not play that many minutes, right. Just here and there whenever we can get her in, but practice every day and help the team and have a good attitude and be a leader. There's been multiple times where I know that it's happened where I've gone in and gone off at them, and she's backed me up and said, I've been through this. You all need to listen. So I think just her maturity, having gone through 4 years with a collegiate sport and being able to kind of look at it from a different mindset has helped our kids mature also.
And I was going to ask you to elaborate on that a little more, because it's got to have, whether it's, overt or just subtle, the influence that an experience like she's had can have on your locker room.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, just little things that she talks about, how, she said, Trent won't mind me saying this, but, she said, well, Trent used to come in and he would just get so mad and yell at me and challenge me. And at the time I used to think, oh, shut up. But she said the day that I finished playing volleyball, I realized, well, I probably should have listened to him. And she's also been coaching volleyball, so I think it's been good for her to be on the other end of it as a coach and then have to deal with some of the things that we go through. So her being able to impart that on our players has been huge in the locker room. And it's kind of been an eye-opening experience, I think, for all of our girls, having someone who's been on the other side of it as well.
Well, back to the task at hand, A&M Corpus Christi today. You talked about wanting to have a few more weeks. Your team is hitting its stride, 4 wins in your last 5 games, and it seems like some of the things that you thought were possible for this squad are finally starting to come together.
Yeah, I mean, we believed that we probably would have been in a different position at this point, but we've had all these things to deal with. So now we're just kind of hitting our stride, and I don't even think we've played that well. We talked about this yesterday, that we haven't, I feel like we're norming at the moment where we should be, and we haven't been performing yet. And so we have one last opportunity to do that. But we're starting to figure things out. And I think when you can win games, when you're not playing well, is a sign that your kids have matured. And that's a real bonus for us going into next year.
And how nice would it be, considering all the difficulties you've talked about and the struggles you had at the start of the conference season, to finish up with, 5 in your last 6 and winning 7 conference games this year?
I mean, that's huge. I mean, the year that we went to the conference final, we only had 6 wins in conference that year, which is crazy. But I think with the youth that we have, what we've gone through, it would be great to finish strong today and just take that into next year. I mean, as a staff, we're already this week have been planning things for next week that we need to get going on because we're excited to keep going. And I think when you come off of a season where there's an excitement already, looking forward to the next, that only bodes well. And I think, our kids are the same way. Although they need a break physically, they're excited and already talking about next year.
Well, it's sad that it's coming to an end earlier than either of us would have wanted it to, but it's always fun from a personal perspective. Thanks again for all the time you give to us for the broadcast this year.
Well, I appreciate you as well, Lonnie, and I know that our listeners do as well, because I get my game day text messages from my family and from friends overseas that listen, and I know that the girls' families are the same way, so we appreciate you guys letting us broadcast the games so that people can stay in touch with what we're doing.
It's a lot of fun. Let's go get one today.
Thank you.
Donna Finney, the head coach of the Huskies, will take a timeout and come back with all the play-by-play after this on the Husky Sports Network.
Building Houston to compete on the world stage is what we do at the IBEW. It's important to us that Houston knows why we do what we do, not just what we do. Sure, we're the best electricians. We train 10,000 hours to be the best. But we get up early so Houston is built to compete. To be the best, hire the best. Skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor just isn't all that skilled.
The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
If Raising Cane's one love was rock music, they would rock harder than any rock band ever. Their tours would sell out before they were announced. Their backstage parties would be the stuff of legend, attended by unicorns and the head of Louis XIV. Hotel rooms would trash themselves out of respect. But Raising Cane's one love isn't rock music. It's making the perfect chicken finger meal every single time. Raising Cane's one love.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my groups.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Back here at Sharp Gym this afternoon, the season finale for your HBU Huskies, and we're just about set to go from the arena here. The starting lineups are being introduced in the gym, so let's take a moment and introduce them to you as well. First of all, for the visitors out of Corpus Christi, Texas, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, the Islanders coming in with a 17-11 record, 10-7 in Southland Conference play. Under head coach Royce Chadwick, they will send out this starting lineup this afternoon. First of all, a 5'7 sophomore from right here in Houston, Bel Air High School, Day-Day Evans gets the start, along with a 5'8 senior from Houston as well, Brittany Bomaloo. They'll be joined by a 5'11 senior out of Toledo, Ohio, Kriana Henry. Emma Young, a 5'10 sophomore from Nicholasville, Kentucky, also goes at one of the wings. And then Delecia Booth, a 5'9 sophomore from San Antonio, rounds out the starting five for the Islanders this afternoon. Be going up against this Huskies starting lineup today, featuring the lone senior on the roster, Blair Gillard, the 6'1 senior from LaGrange, Texas, LaGrange High School. She'll be joined by 5'9 sophomore from Rossdorf, Germany, Britta Daub, and by the junior wing player from Georgetown, Amanda Johnson, the leading scorer on the team, sixth leading scorer in the Southland Conference. Sydney Carr, the sophomore out of Crosby, 5'8", and a guard, gets the start, along with Kennedy Collins, a 6'1 junior from Bastrop, rounding out the starting five for your Huskies this afternoon under head coach Donna Finney. 10-17 overall, 6-11 in Southland Conference, but winners of 4 of their last 5 games. Huskies are in the home white uniforms this afternoon with the blue letters and numbers on the uniforms, blue piping across the shoulder straps, and the orange trim as well. Islanders in their road blue uniforms with the green and white trim, ready to go. And Blair Gillard is going to jump it up in the middle, and she will go up against the Islanders' Delecia Booth. And the tip is up, and the Huskies control. Gillard wins the tip, and the Huskies have first possession. Amanda Johnson takes it down, and she'll get it back out top to Britta Daub. Left to right, the Huskies move here in the first half. As you look on and listen in on the Husky Sports Network, Kennedy Collins with a strong move, and she's going to be called for an offensive foul. Taking the charge is Emma Young. And then Emma took a basketball right to the face from her teammate, Brittany Bomaloo. Brittany seems to think it's funnier than Emma did. But they're back up the floor. Their first offensive possession of the ball game. Cook drives in, or Booth, check it, takes it into the paint, puts it up, rims out, and she knocks it out of bounds. They're going to say it went out off of Sydney Carr, though. Officiating crew this afternoon. We'll set them for you here. Bomaloo goes to the baseline, gets it out to Henry. Henry takes it into the paint and floats it up and rolls around the iron and drops down through. Jacqueline Watson, Darcy Dahl, Chet Martin, our 3 officials this afternoon. So Huskies bring it up the floor. Now down 2-0, just a minute into this first quarter of play. Collins going to put it on the floor, drives the right baseline, spin around in the paint between 2 players. Gillard tries to go up for the rebound, can't get it, and Bomaloo comes away for the Islanders with it. Drop it down in the blocks. Get it down to Henry. She can't get her little scoop shot to go. The rebound is controlled by Kennedy Collins for the Huskies. Off to Britta Daub. She'll hurry it up across the timeline. Take it right to left. Bumped as she goes. Tries to kick it out on the wing to Amanda Johnson for a 3, and she drains it. Amanda Johnson averaging 16 points, or check it, 15.2 per game. So we told you, 6th leading scorer in the Southland Conference. She's got her first 3 this afternoon, and the Huskies have their first lead of the afternoon. 8:10 to go here in the first quarter. Bomaloo, right angle, gets a screen, going to pull up and pop a three herself, and she gets it to go. Amanda Johnson saying she didn't hear anybody let her know she was going to get screened off the ball. But the Huskies head back up the other way. Britta Dobb down low to Johnson. She goes off the window and down through for two. And Amanda seems to be focused in early here. She's got all 5 for the Huskies out of the gate, and we're tied up again. Out top, Day Evans. Swing it down to Henry. Henry, right side, going to back it out and put up a jumper. Her shot won't go. The rebound is tipped around. Kennedy Collins hits the deck, but Booth comes out of the pack with it. She misses on the runner in the paint, but it's pulled down by Emma Young. She's going to back out and fire a three from the right wing and got it to go. Well, they got 3 looks at the basket that time, and usually if you give them that many looks, they're going to make it pay off eventually. Dobb down low into Sydney Carr. She's going to be bumped by Bomaloo. That'll be her first personal foul and the first foul on the Islanders. And Lauren Calver's going to check in. Blair Gallard will check out. Senior getting the start here on Senior Day, recognized on the court before the game. And here's a bump on the inbounds pass as Calver is bumped by Emma Young. Her first foul, second foul on the Huskies. And we get the basketball inbounded. And they wanted the shot clock reset. Chet Martin trying to get the scorer's table to reset it. Britta Dobb will redo the honors, gets it out top to Lauren Calver. The Britta pops back out, and she'll take it right back from Lauren. Dribbles, left side angle, screen from Collins. Kicks it back, left side to Johnson. She'll drive in, pull up and pop, and she's got all 7 for the Huskies early on here. 6:38 to go. It's 8-7. A&M Corpus Christi leading Amanda Johnson. Here's a jumper from outside put up by Young. Rattles out. The rebound tipped. Controlled by Britta Dobb. She's off on the run. Going to take it in. Put it up. Blocked by Day Evans, but it'll be out of bounds. Huskies basketball on the baseline. 6:24 to go. And the Huskies will get it inbounds, and they're going to say that Britta Dobb stepped on the sideline, steps out of bounds and turns it over. Gives it back to the Islanders with 6:21 to go. So we've gotten off to kind of a start in fits and spurts here. But the Huskies are hanging tough, down by just a point. Bomaloo with the dribble, right side angle, picked up by Johnson. Sends it cross court to Booth. She backs into the paint, puts up a little turnaround over Lauren Calver and gets it to drop down through. And Delecia Booth got her first points of the ball game. They've got 10, and the Huskies are down by 3. Calver with the dribble, right side for the Huskies. Loud crowd here this afternoon. Corpus has brought some fans with a couple of players from the Houston area. Sydney Carr drives in left side and gets the layup to go. Her first points of the ball game. And it's back to a 1-point game. 10-9 ball game. Day Evans kicks it to Emma Young. She tries a bounce pass through the back door on the baseline, and it's stolen away by Collins for the Huskies. Off the Dobb, up ahead to Carr. She'll take it in, backs it out, and gets it out top to Britta Dobb. Dobb finds Johnson in the high post. Amanda turns around, rims out a jumper from the elbow. Would not stay down, slipping in to get tied up on the rebound is Sydney Carr. It'll be A&M Corpus Christi basketball on the alternating possession, and that stops the clock with 4:56 to go. We've reached the first media timeout of our ball game. The Huskies trail by 1, 10-9 here on the Husky Sports Network.
Is it time to buy your first or next car? Let Houston Federal Credit Union help. Their super low rates and easy payment terms can save you a lot of money. Plus, their fast approval will put you behind the wheel of your dream car in no time. Stop by their office near campus at 6808 Bentliff Drive or visit them online at houstonfcu.org and let them help you get the very best deal on your new or pre-owned car or truck. Experience a better way of banking at Houston Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of HBU.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
At Memorial Hermann, we're many parts working in harmony, performing more brain and spinal surgeries than anyone in Houston, conducting groundbreaking research at our Misher Neuroscience Institute, establishing the region's largest network of certified stroke centers. Some might say this makes for an accomplished performance, but to us, it's all in a day's work. Memorial Hermann. Breakthroughs every day.
Both teams have made 4 field goals. The only difference in this game is that A&M Corpus Christi has made one more 3-point field goal than the Huskies, 2-1. And the Huskies trail 10-9. Corpus Christi basketball out of the timeout. They take it down into the low blocks on the baseline to Delecia Booth. She gets it, drives in, stops in the paint, turn around, has nowhere to go, and we've got a 3-second call. Good defense by the Huskies. Forces a turnover. They get it right back with 4:31 to go and a chance to take the lead on this possession. Daub brings it up, gets a screen from Johnson, drives down, spins around, and takes it to the rack. Nice athletic move by Britta Daub. She's got her first points of the ball game, and the Huskies are back on top with another lead change, third lead change of the ball game. 11-10. Booth going to put up a jumper from the right, or check it left angle. Won't go, and the rebound taken down by the Huskies. Johnson in the forecourt, holds it up, gets it out top to Daub. She'll dribble down, screen from Johnson. Pulls up at the arc, gets it to Amanda, lob it down low inside to Collins, and her shot is blocked. Brianna Henry got a hand on it, but they're also going to say she got the body of Kennedy Collins, and Collins will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Collins making her first trip to the line this afternoon. She's been there 17 times, now 18 times this season. Misses on the first one, and she is 8 for 18 this year, so just a 44% shooter from the stripe. Misses the second one as well, and the Huskies' lead stays at 1, 11-10. Bomaloo back up the floor with the basketball for the Islanders. Pulls it out top, starts the half-court set, goes left side to Booth, out top to Evans, Evans to Young, and they get it right back. Bomaloo, right angle, going to drive in, puts up a runner, won't go. The rebound is tipped, saved out top by Booth. Emma Young gets off a shot as the shot clock wound down, won't go, but the rebound controlled by the Islanders. They'll go right back out top to Brittany Bomaloo. She fires from Bel Air Boulevard, and it won't go, but the rebound is put up and back in by Creana Henry. Her second bucket of the ball game. She's got 4, and they recapture the lead, 12-11. 2:45 to go in the first quarter of play. Johnson into the blocks to Kennedy Collins, and Collins puts it on the floor with one dribble. Takes an extra step as she tried to drive in, and she's called for the travel. She'll check out of the ball game. Checking in for the Huskies for the first time this afternoon is Veronica Karyenko. Nika in for her first action. Pick up the middle of the paint as Bomaloo drives it down. Gets it back out to Evans. She's going to fire a jumper from 16. Won't go, and Nika with the rebound for the Huskies. Her first board of the ball game. Gets it off to Britta Daub. Send it down low to Lauren Calvert. She takes it in and under her defender, Got it by Creana Henry, and a nice little move to the rack, and she goes high off the window for 2. Lauren with her first points of the ball game. The Huskies up by 1, 13-12. Bomalu with a jumper, short, off the front iron. It just grazed it, and Sydney Carr brings the rebound up the floor, gets it off to Johnson. She drives it in and lays it up off the glass for 2, and the Huskies' lead is extended to 3. 1:45 and counting here in the first quarter of play. Bomalu right side, picked up by Daub as she spins around in the paint. Her shot rolls off the iron. Nika with the board for the Huskies. Now they're starting to pick up those rebounds. Off to Amanda Johnson. She'll drive it in. Hit as she goes in the paint, but no whistle. And the shot falls off and pulled down by the Islanders. Get it up the floor. Evans to Bomalu. She swings it off to Henry, and Henry fires a 3 from the left elbow and ties us up at 15. Wow, what a back and forth affair early on here. Just a minute to go here in the first quarter of play. Sophie Taylor about to check in for the Huskies. A steal by the Islanders up ahead to Emma Young. She's going to take it in and lay it in, and we've got a foul, and they're going to call Britta Daub for a foul on the run out. Wow, I saw her try to get close. I did not see contact from this angle. But apparently Britta got her on the arm. With 56.9 ticks to go on the first quarter clock, Emma Young will go to the free throw line. Yuri Jolivet checks in for the Islanders. Sophie Taylor does check into the ball game for the Huskies. Amanda Johnson's going to get a breather here at the end of the first quarter. Also into the ball game is LaJenaria Robinson for the Islanders. The free throw was good, +1 connected, and the Huskies bring it up the floor. Down right side in the baseline, get it to Calver. Her shot won't go, but Veronica Kirienko with the follow, and she can't get it to go, and we've got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Lauren Calver. Emma Young swinging some elbows to try and get the defenders away from the basketball. Drew the foul on Calver. Lauren will check out of the ballgame. Shannon Jones checks in for the first time this afternoon for the Huskies. And the Islanders bring it up the floor. Robinson goes left side to Booth, drives it in. They say count the bucket, and she is fouled. Foul is going to be called on Shannon Jones, the 4th foul on the Huskies here with 28.6 to go. And now the lead for the Islanders is extended out to 5. They've scored 8 in a row now. And can make it 9 with the free throw. Booth too strong on the shot, though, and the rebound cleared by Britta Daub. Shot clock is off. Down to the final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Jones, right side, faces up with Booth in her face, and she's going to be bumped as she tries to go by. That'll draw the whistle. 3rd team foul, check it, 4th team foul on the Islanders. One more on either team would put the other in the bonus, but there's just 16 seconds to go in the quarter here. It'll be Huskies basketball. Substitution, Laderica Paul checks in for Delecia Booth. The Huskies almost throw it away. It's saved by Sydney Carr. Out top, they've got 12 seconds to go till the end of the quarter. Daub holds it up, skips across court to Taylor on the baseline to Sid Carr. She loses control of it, and it's taken away. Clock is winding down to the final second. On the run, a shot put up by LaJenaria Robinson, and she can't get it to go, but that'll bring it into the first quarter of play. Huskies just moments ago had a 15-12 lead, but now they trail at the end of one quarter, 20-15 on the Huskies Sports Network.
Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University? Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers actively work to recruit the best and brightest to HBU, and we promote and support programs intended to build a growing network of people committed to quality, higher Christian education through our alumni scholarship efforts. We also work to strengthen the bond between our university and the community, and we're your connection to over 18,000 fellow alumni, mostly in and around the Houston metro area. Log on to learn more about our mission and your privileges and benefits at hbu.edu/alumni. And find us via social media on Facebook at the Houston Baptist University Alumni Association page and on Twitter and Instagram at HBU_alumni. But no matter how you do it, connect with the HBU Alumni Association, because a strong alumni base equals a strong HBU.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Huskies shot 50% from the floor in the first half. 7 of 14, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Texas A&M Corpus Christi just 42%, 8 for 19, but they were 3 for 7 from the arc and 1 of 2 at the free throw line. They've got a 5-point lead here to start the second quarter. Huskies basketball, and they get it down low into Veronica Kirienko. She spins around, keeps a pivot foot on the floor, and turns around and puts up a little floater for her first points of the ball game. Nico on the board. The Huskies are back to within 3, 20-17. Sydney Ann Cottrell has checked in for the Islanders of A&M Corpus Christi. If you're a men's basketball fan, that Cottrell name sounds familiar to you. Sydney Ann is, of course, the daughter of Huskies head coach Ron Cottrell. So we've got a whistle and a foul underneath, away from the basketball. It's going to be charged to the Huskies. Sydney Carr picks up the personal. So Cottrell will go to the baseline and get the ball inbound to Jolivet. She finds Emma Young. Young looks right side, feeds it to LaDerica Paul. Paul out top to Robinson. Robinson holds it up out high. Going to dribble down to the left side. Now penetrates into the middle, puts up a jumper, won't go, follows her miss though, and off the window and down through. She gets the follow to go. And it's 22-17. And Shannon Jones loses control on the pass, and she's called for the travel, turns it over, gives it back to the Islanders. Huskies facing a little pressure in the backcourt. Three-quarter court trap by A&M Corpus Christi. The Islanders will bring it into the forecourt. Off the ankle of Sophie Taylor, they're going to call her for a kick ball, as Robinson was trying to go with the bounce pass down low. Instead, they'll go to the sideline, down to our left to inbound the basketball. Paul gets it out top to Robinson. She cuts across, gets it back right side, skips it back across left side to Young. She turns around, gets a shot to go. Count it. And Sydney Carr is going to pick up the personal. Her second foul. And already the second foul on the Huskies here with 8:29 to go in the second quarter. 24-17, the Huskies have been outscored 12-2 over the last 6+ minutes of basketball time. Young with the free throw adds the +1. It's 25-17. Then Young will check out. And the Huskies again pressured in the backcourt. They get it inbounds to Kirienko, and she tried to get it back to Sophie Taylor. It was tipped and knocked out of bounds by the Islanders. So they'll start over. Trapping again in the backcourt. Taylor going to try to get it up. Goes long. Upcourt pass intended for Kirienko and stolen away by Jolivet. Jolivet will get it off to Robinson. She'll bring it up the floor. Bounce pass in the low blocks. And putting it up was Kriana Henry. She couldn't get it to go. It's out of bounds off the Islanders. Huskies basketball. Megan Valdez-Crater is checked in for the Huskies. She's the freshman out of San Antonio and pretty good ball handler, and the Huskies need some of that right now against this pressure by A&M Corpus Christi. They get it into the forecourt, and Shannon Jones puts up a baseline jumper from the right side, drops it down through. That stops the bleeding for a moment. Shannon with her first points of the ball game. Huskies are back to within 6, 25-19, 7:40 to go in the first half. Jumper put up by Paul, off the mark, grazes the iron, and pulled down by Britta Daub. Outlet on the run to Johnson. She'll pull up, though, at the arc and get it back out top to Daub. Daub picked up by Cottrell for the Islanders. Goes right side to Valdez-Crater. She wants to go down in the low blocks, has to dribble in instead, puts it up on the run, rolls off the iron, won't stay down. Huskies are not getting the home floor advantage here in the first half. A runner put up the other way by Robinson won't go. Collins clears it for the Huskies up ahead to Daub. She'll pull up on the baseline and back it out. Left side angle, get it out top to Megan Valdez-Crater. Crater will angle to the right. Tries to feed it across court to Amanda Johnson. It's stolen away. Cottrell on the run, going to take it in over Amanda Johnson. We're going to get a foul called on Amanda. And the home fans don't like it. Jacqueline Watson with the call. And Johnson thought she had established position, but Cottrell will go to the line for the Islanders. 6:46 to go here in the first quarter of play, and Cottrell's first free throw is good. She's a junior, 5'4", out of Sugar Land, of course. She's just averaging a little less than a point per game. This is her 14th game to appear in this season. Gets both free throws to go there. She's got 2 this afternoon. And the Huskies are back down by 8. Back to the full court pressure. Jones into the corner, though, to Johnson. Finds Valdez-Crater, gets it back to Amanda. Drive it, right baseline, down low to Collins. Finds Britta Daub out on the wing. Penetration, leave it on the left baseline for Shannon Jones. And Shannon's got the jumper and gets it to drop down through. Couple of nice little baseline jumpers this afternoon so far from Shannon Jones. She's got 4, and the Huskies are back to within 27-21. Paul swings it out to Creana Henry. She's going to put up a 3, short off the iron, and the rebound pulled down by the Huskies. Long outlet. Johnson tries a bounce pass to Kennedy Collins, knocked away by Yuri Jolivet. Stops the clock with 5:58 to go in the half. Delecia Booth checks back in for the Islanders, as does Day Evans and Emma Young. Cottrell, Henry, Paul, and Robinson all go to the bench. Bomaloo back out on the floor as well for A&M Corpus Christi. Lob out top to Shannon Jones. She drives in, can't get the shot to go. But we've got a whistle out top as Chet Martin again stops play because the shot clock did not get reset. And so the Huskies are hoping to keep the action going there, but instead have to reset, and they get it inbounds. Jones almost tipped and stolen away by Evans. Saves it out top. They get it down in the low blocks to Daub. Swing it out top to Amanda Johnson, and Amanda drains the 3 from the top of the arc. She's got 10 now. Check it, 11 for the Huskies. And it's 27-24. The Huskies back to within 3. So we roll down toward the 5-minute mark. Emma Young out top, going to drive in on Daub. Spin around, puts it up with a scoop shot. Won't go, and we've got a whistle on the rebound. And the foul going to be called on Yuri Jolivet. First foul on Jolivet, first foul of the second quarter on the Islanders. And the Huskies have a chance to bring it back up. Scored 5 in a row now. Darcy Dahl and Chet Martin are chatting about something. And now they find a player with some blood. And Jolivet is going to have to check out for the Islanders. Apparently Megan Valdez-Crater got some of Yuri Jolivet's blood on her shorts, and so that has to be removed. Player safety issue there. And so they get everything situated. Jolivet checks out to be attended to by the training staff, and Valdez-Crater gets it inbounds, and we're tied up. It'll be Huskies basketball. No, check it. It's going to be Islander basketball on the alternating possession. So Bomalu on the baseline will get it out top to Henry. Bobbles it, but she's going to take it down, spins and turns around with a little baby hook over Kennedy Collins and gets that one to go down through. Looked like she was a little off balance there, but the shot found the bottom of the net, and they're up by 5 again. Almost a steal, but Dobbs saves it cross court right side to Collins. Looking for help. She goes cross court and throws it right to Emma Young. But Emma Young throws it away, stolen back by Valdez-Crater for the Huskies. She'll bring it back up the floor and stops. Dribbles it out back near the midcourt stripe. Day Evans will pick her up. Valdez-Crater finds Shannon Jones left alone on the left elbow, and Shannon just turns around and floats a 15-footer in for 2. She's got 6, and the Huskies are back to within 3. 4:10 to go. First half of play. Bomalu left side going to drive to the baseline. Swing it cross court to Evans. She drives in through traffic, reverses it up, won't go, but we're going to get a foul, and they're going to call that, I believe, on Shannon Jones. That'll be her second. Stops the clock with 4 minutes to go. Brings us to a timeout on the floor. Huskies pulled back to within 3 points here. 29-26. And you're listening to it on the Husky Sports Network.
Coming to you in Living Cola.
The joy of cola.
Refreshing Pepsi Cola from the wonderful folks who put the R in cola.
If you look at the stat line right now, you would think the Huskies have maybe a 2 or 3 bucket lead here. Instead, they trail by 3. A&M Corpus Christi has just shot 39%, 11 of 28 from the floor here in the first half, while the Huskies are 12 for 21 for 57%. They're 2 of 3 from the three-point line. The Islanders are 3 of 8. Day Evans at the free throw line, though, hits the first free throw here. That's where they're 5 of 6, now 6 of 7. And the Huskies, to this point, 0 for 2 at the stripe. 5-point lead for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Huskies again fighting the defensive pressure, get it across the timeline. Huskies have turned it over 9 times in this first half, and that's been a difference maker too. Amanda Johnson, though, chops the lead down to 2 with her third 3 of the first half. She's got 15, and the Huskies are back to within 2, 31-29. Evans out top. Floats it to Booth. Booth down low to Young. She drives in on the baseline, puts it up, count the bucket, and they're going to call Britta for the foul. Daub just turns her palms up as if to say to the officials, what more can I do there? I was trying to stay with her and cut off the baseline, and she initiated the contact, but they didn't see it that way. Donna Finney talking to Chet Martin on Britta's behalf. Gets an explanation. The free throw from Emma Young is good, and so the lead goes right back to 5, 34-29. 3:13 to go in the first half of play. Stick with us. Special feature coming up at halftime this afternoon. We'll tell you a little bit more about it in a minute. Sophie Taylor at the free throw line. Going to dribble down into a double team. Has it stolen away by Emma Young for the Islanders. Up ahead to Bomalu on the baseline. She's cut off. Kicks it back out. They've got plenty of time on the shot clock. Evans is going to drive in. She tries to send it inside. Tipped and controlled by the Huskies. Up to Megan Valdez-Crater. She goes up. Shot won't count, but she's going to be fouled. Bomalu hits the deck, but she's going to be called for the blocking foul. And Megan Valdez-Crater will go to the free throw line with 2:45 to go. Coming up at the half, we've got a visit with Blair Gallard, the senior who was honored today before the start of this game on Senior Day, the lone senior on the roster. If you're with us in the pregame show, we told you she had an interesting journey to basketball this season. Donna Finney told us a little bit about it in the pregame show. We'll hear a little bit more from Blair at the half. Valdez-Crater at the free throw line here. Gets both free throws to go. She cuts it back down to a three-point game. Megan with her first points of the ball game. The Huskies are down 34-31, 2:39 to go. Day Evans behind the back dribble, right side, puts it up. Off the mark, though, and Lauren Calvert clears the board for the Huskies. Valdez-Crater up to Johnson. She'll stop at the arc, right side angle. Back out top to Megan. She gives it right back to Amanda. Weaves to the middle. Back right side to Valdez-Crater. To the baseline she goes and has it swatted away by Emma Young. Day Evans on the run. Going to kick it backside to Emma Young. Open for a three, and she hits it squared up and left alone on the move. And Emma Young has 15 points now. She's on fire for the Islanders this afternoon, and they're back out to a 6-point advantage. Collins, right elbow, goes down low, blocks to Calver, and Calver's called for a travel. Huskies will turn it over with 1:50 to go. Turnovers have been a problem here in the first half for the Huskies. They've got 10. A&M Corpus Christi has turned those turnovers into 11 points off turnovers. They've got an 11-4 advantage in that area. So that's been part of the problem as well. The Huskies trail by 6. Robinson back out on the floor, kicks it left side to Booth. Booth out top to Henry. Henry puts it on the floor, angles right, going to pull up, pop from the right angle over Kennedy Collins for 16 feet. Gets it to go down through, and now the lead is 8, 39-31, ties their biggest lead of the ball game. Here's a steal by Emma Young from Bria Johnson, who's checked in for the Huskies. Day Evans up the floor, back out top to Young. Left side to Evans, and it's tipped and stolen away. Johnson up ahead. Amanda Johnson to Bria Johnson. Bria right side out at the arc, going to penetrate to the middle, float up a jumper. Partially blocked, but Kennedy Collins is there to pick it off. Misses the first try, gets the rebound, and puts it back up and in off the glass for 2. Collins with her first points of the ball game. Huskies back within 6, 40 seconds to go in the first half. Robinson trying to pass it to Emma Young. It's knocked away. But they're going to say, I believe, that it was a kicked ball. Amanda Johnson trying to get into the passing lane. Good hustle by Amanda, just could not control it, and they say she got it with her leg. So the Islanders will inbound it. Robinson will go left side to Booth. Booth skips it cross court with a lob to Young. She drives in on the baseline, won't go. And Calvert there to clean up the glass for the Huskies. Shot clock is off. And the Huskies are going to go for the final possession of the first half here. Down by 6. They trail by 5 at the end of the first quarter. Megan Valdez-Crater goes to Lauren Calvert, left side angle. So take it down low, leave it for Amanda Johnson, and they're going to say it was knocked out of bounds, and Amanda touched it last. Didn't see which Islander was over there to defend on the play, cross the way, but somebody disrupted the pass, and the spacing between Calvert and Johnson wasn't great either. And the pass, they say, rolls off of Amanda and out of bounds. 6 seconds to go, and Bomlu's going to hurry it into the forecourt. She has it knocked away. Collins with the steal. Down to the final second, and Bria Johnson off with a shot. It won't go, and that'll end the first half of play. End-to-end action at times in this first half. And some wild play through the first 20 minutes, but the Huskies trailed by 5 at the end of a quarter, outscored by 1 point in the second. Will trail by 6 as they go to the locker room at the half. 39-33. Stick with us. Coming up straight ahead, the Huskies halftime report with a feature on Blair Gillard, the graduating senior on the Huskies team, after this.
You gotta take care of Texas, it's the only one we got. If you're way up and lumber or down and looking back, gotta conserve water, keep the air clean. Take care of Texas, don't you know what I mean, y'all? Kevin Fowler here. Texans take great pride in keeping our air clean. Visit TakeCareOfTexas.org and take the pledge to help keep it that way. We'll send you a free Texas State Park Guide. You gotta take care of Texas, it's the only one we got.
Sponsored by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Rolling up on a cheap price feels good, but cheap comes with risk. Heart surgeons, pilots, no one hires a cheap one of them. Fact is, certain things must be done right. Installing electricity in Houston schools and hospitals needs to be built with manpower that spent 10,000 hours training to do their job. So for heart surgeons to do their job, we must do ours. Skilled labor isn't cheap, and cheap labor isn't all that skilled.
The time is now to hire IBW electricians.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love, quality chicken finger meals. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins, guaranteeing a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group. So.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here, and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics. At Houston Federal Credit Union, we're dedicated to our members, our communities, and now the students, faculty, and employees of Houston Baptist University. From checking and savings accounts to loans, IRA, IRAs, money markets, and other financial tools, HFCU is ready to serve the HBU Huskies and their fans. Learn more today. Call 866-HFCU or log on to HoustonFCU.org. Houston Federal Credit Union and the HBU Huskies. That's a doggone good team.
Houston Federal Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's so nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our renowned Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Tammy and I have been going steady since high school.
Tammy and Tommy, two peas in a pod, as they say.
We have all the same friends. We like all the same things. I mean, we practically even have the same name.
But there's one thing we could just never agree on.
Soda.
I have been begging him all these years to just try Pepsi, and I knew he would change his tune.
Yeah.
So, finally, I had him take the Pepsi Taste Challenge. And go on, tell him what you told me, Tommy.
I'm a Pepsi man.
Right? Gosh, isn't Pepsi so good?
I tell you what, I don't know why I didn't try it sooner.
Me neither.
It's so crisp and refreshing and bubbly.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm always right.
She's always right.
All across the South, people are choosing the great taste of Pepsi. Take the Pepsi Taste Challenge and let your taste decide.
This is the HBU Huskies Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
It's halftime of our game between your HBU Huskies and the A&M Corpus Christi Islanders, and get a special chance today to chat with the lone senior on the roster of the women's basketball team, Blair Gillard. And Blair, first of all, people who follow HBU volleyball may know your name, but people who follow HBU women's basketball and not volleyball likely won't. You've got an interesting story about how you arrived on this team. This is your lone season on the basketball team. Tell everybody a little bit about how you came to be on the roster this year.
I was actually coaching my 13-year-old volleyball team, and we were in the middle of like a break, and I got a phone call from a number I didn't know, and I was like, should I answer it? And I said, okay, and I answered, and it was Donna, and she said, hello, this is Donna. I was like, who? And she said, Coach Donna from the women's basketball team. I said, oh, okay, hello. And she said, hey, we kind of gave me a rundown of what had happened with the team and said, I know we had kidded around about you coming to play when you were done, but how would you actually like to do it? And I actually, I said right there that I'd love to, and I ran inside and I told my 13-year-olds that I was going to play basketball and that I was super excited. I was smiling and it was super fun. It was a great experience.
How is it different, though, from volleyball? I mean, you spend a lot of your summers getting ready for a volleyball season, and now usually by November you're wrapping things up. But talk about, what it was like to kind of have to get back into game face mode.
It was a lot of running. Different sport, that's for sure. A lot of running, getting used to it, but it was great. The girls were amazing. They were always welcoming and helpful. Anytime I had questions or didn't know anything, they were always there to answer my questions or help me out. Super excited when I got to get in, so it was amazing to have that transition. They were really helpful, and so were the coaches, like loving and always caring, like to know, be like, all right, we'll explain it, like slowed everything down. So it was nice I hadn't played in 4 years, for them to slow it down to get me back where I could help them.
You are from LaGrange, place where I plan to retire when I'm that age, which isn't that far away, but a great little town. But how'd you wind up from LaGrange to HBU?
My volleyball career, I actually was a basketball player up until my sophomore year of high school. I started playing club volleyball, and it's a really late age to start playing at all. So I was about 16. So to play any sport and getting to go to college at that age is unknown, and I ended up getting offers, and Trent had offered me, and my dad was having surgery at a nearby hospital my freshman year, and this was just the perfect fit for me. It was small. And I grew up in a small town, so small was the place I needed to be. And I've done nothing but, it's been nothing but happiness here for the last 4 years. So I'm happy and glad with my choice of starting volleyball.
Let me ask you, over the last 4 years, whether it's on the volleyball court, on the basketball court, off the court, what's been the most fun for you during your time here at HBU?
It would actually have to be probably like graduation and having all the people around me on the teams and stuff, knowing that like I graduated in my 3 years, and all the coaches that were like excited for things that I had like done in the academics. Academics have always been like a huge part of my life, so getting the people that were around me in like sports involved in like my academic career was one of the biggest things that I had ever like experienced, having so many people joyful that like I accomplished something, not just on the court but outside.
And between Coach Herman and Coach Finney, what's been the most difficult aspect of getting up every morning or coming to practice?
Well, Trent actually kind of blessed us with not having to get up in the morning most of the time, and I was very thankful for that. But with the girls, I was having to early in the morning, which is a little new for me. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. But my dad and I talked to Coach Donna about it. It was easier to get up for basketball because there was no stress. I was here to help other people, whereas in volleyball it was like I needed to make sure I was 100% doing my job to compete, whereas in there I was just making sure I was at practice, making sure they had someone cheering for them on the sidelines all the time. So it was a different type of role, so it was a lot easier to get up knowing that there wasn't near as much pressure.
What's next for you?
I'm actually looking into going to play professional volleyball overseas right now, and I'm looking into, I have an internship over the summer with HBU, and then I will look into going to see about playing overseas.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us here at halftime.
Always, always, always.
Blair Gillard, the senior that's being honored today on Senior Day for your HBU Huskies. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of the Huskies halftime report after this.
Some people are very close to their vehicles.
I love my car. Her name is Gladys. We go everywhere together.
So at Drive Clean Texas, we've created a free web app called RoadSense. That's Road CENTS. And it's bringing vehicles and their owners even closer together. RoadSense helps you keep a record of your maintenance.
I like that because if I don't get Sparky his oil changes and tune-ups on time, he gets cranky.
Or if you like to stay up to date.
My car Zippy is very particular, and RoadSense gives maintenance reminders that help us avoid stalls and reduce emissions. So she's always happy.
If you like to save money.
RoadSense helps me drive my Mean Green machine smarter, and it lets me calculate how much money that saves me.
And finally, how to be safe.
If Louise and I have an emergency, RoadSense tells us where the nearest gas station, garage, or tow truck is.
So if you have a special relationship with your car or truck.
I call him Jim Bob after my two favorite uncles, Jim and Bob.
Get your RoadSense web app at drivecleantexas.org. It doesn't just make sense, it makes road sense. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
One day, I'll teach chemistry to kids.
I'm going to be an architect.
My dream is to be a chef.
This is a world of possibilities. A world in which people who put their minds to something can really make a difference.
My goal is to help the environment.
Someday I'll find a cure for cancer.
At the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Federal Student Aid, we believe that aspiring minds can achieve anything. So we dedicate ourselves to making sure everyone has an opportunity to go to college. Each year, we provide more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds, making higher education possible for anyone at any stage of life.
I can go back to college.
I can change careers.
I can make a difference.
Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University? Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers actively work to recruit the best and brightest to HBU, and we promote and support programs intended to build a growing network of people committed to quality, higher Christian education through our alumni scholarship efforts. We also work to strengthen the bond between our university and the community, and we're your connection to over 18,000 fellow alumni, mostly in and around the Houston metro area. Log on to learn more about our mission and your privileges and benefits at hbu.edu/alumni. And find us via social media on Facebook at the Houston Baptist University Alumni Association page and on Twitter and Instagram at HBU_alumni. But no matter how you do it, connect with the HBU Alumni Association because a strong alumni base equals a strong HBU.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Back here at Sharp Gym, just about set for the second half of action to get underway. Special thanks to Blair Gillard for spending a few minutes with us at halftime to chat about her experience this year on the Huskies basketball team. She filled the gap when the Huskies were short on bodies early this season, and she has been an influence on this squad all season long, so congratulations to her and the honors she received earlier today here in the arena. Just about set to go here with second half action. The Huskies shooting 54% in the first half, but only got off 26 shot attempts, hit 14 of those. Meanwhile, A&M Corpus Christi also hit 14 field goals in the first half, but they got off 7 more shot attempts, and they hit 4 of 9 from the three-point line. They also hit 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Outscored the Huskies off turnovers. The Huskies with 13 turnovers in the first half. Sure, a number that Donna Finney talked with her squad about at halftime. But they'll have the basketball to start the second half, and Britta Daub will get it in to Sydney Carr, and we're underway. Amanda Johnson, right side angle, leading scorer for the Huskies right now. She's got 15 points. Sid Carr, left side, has it knocked away. She hit the deck, but no whistle. Up ahead, Emma Young on the run, takes the feed from Kriana Henry and gets the layup. Henry with her first assist of the ball game. Emma Young now with 17 points. She leads the way for the Islanders, and their lead is 8. Calver out top to Collins. Collins angles right, leaves it for Sid Carr in a double team. Give and go down to the baseline. Collins, and she finds Amanda Johnson on the left baseline, lays it off the glass and in for 2. Johnson with 17. Huskies back to within 6. But right back the other way, Delecia Booth with the quick trigger jumper, and she gets it to go from the left angle. Booth now with 6 points, and the lead is back up to 8. Daub drives in, down to the baseline, loses control. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Brittany Bomalu, or check it by Day Evans. Evans loses it on the baseline. Huskies bailed out and will get the ball with 18 seconds to go on the shot clock. Daub down on the baseline, lobs it out top to Lauren Calver. She goes into the high post to Kennedy Collins, and a nice move by Collins. Put it on the floor and take it right to the rack, right side angle, and she gets it to go down through. Collins now with 4, and the Huskies are back to within 6. Need some defensive stops here to try and claw back up out of this 6-point deficit. Evans in through the paint, put it up over Britta Daub. Shot won't go, and the rebound tipped around, and Collins and Calvert can't control. Kriana Henry goes over to Emma Young. Her jumper from the baseline won't go, and this time Britta Daub clears the glass and brings it up herself. Off the Carr, into the corner. Amanda Johnson open for a 3. Off the iron. The rebound run down by Sydney Carr. She hustles, floats up a jumper. Shot won't go, and blue jersey's there for the board. Booth clears it to Bomalu, and Bomalu brings it back up across the timeline. Lob it down inside, stolen away by Sid Carr, and she's going to be fouled by Emma Young. Good job by Carr to anticipate the pass and jump into the passing lane. And the Huskies create the turnover and bring it back up the floor. Young with her second foul as well. And Collins takes it down low, puts up a jumper off the window and off the mark. It won't go, and the rebound tipped around, controlled by the Islanders. Bomaloo off to Henry, traveled, no call. She drives in, kicks it off to Young, swing it back out. Evans open for a three at the arc, won't go from the right angle. And Calvert clears the glass for the Huskies. Off to Britta Dobb. Dobb up ahead to Sid Carr into the paint, puts it up with a little floater on the run. And Sydney's got 4, and the Huskies are back to within 4. Kirienko is going to check in at the next stoppage. 7 minutes to go in the third. Huskies trail by 5 at the end of 1, 6 at halftime, and they're back to within 4 now. Backing down on the blocks is Delecia Booth. She knocks over Lauren Calver. No whistle there, and then Booth just turns around and puts it up off the glass and in for 2. 45-39. Booth with 8 points now. Calvert down low into Collins. She fights the defender, and that was Kriana Henry. She got it to go, and Henry gets the foul. And Kennedy Collins will go to the free throw line here for a +1 opportunity. Collins fighting hard for that shot, got the bucket to go. And now she can try to add to it. Kennedy, though, 0 for 2 at the line today. Misses that one as well, cannot add the +1. So the Huskies stay down by 4. And that also keeps Veronica Kirienko from checking in. So she will wait for the next stoppage. Bomaloo out top, feeds it right side to Evans. Evans back to the middle. Kick it into the free throw circle to Booth. She's going to put up a jumper short off the iron, and Carr with the rebound. Good box out by Sid, and she's off on the run. Takes it right side, drives down, floats it up, and missed everything. Yuri Jolivet back out on the floor for the Islanders, and she pulls it down and brings it back up. Brittany Bomaloo will back it out. Pop from the three-point line, won't go, and Sid Carr with another rebound. Gets a pass off to Britta Dobbs. Sid now with 4 boards for the Huskies this afternoon. Dobb out high, going to feed it in to Sydney Carr, and she's bumped and fouled. That's going to be charged to Delecia Booth, her second foul. Stops the clock with 5:35 to go. That's going to allow Kirienko to check in for the Huskies. And Collins will go to the bench. So Dobb to the baseline. She will inbound the basketball. Gets the rock from Darcy Dahl. Feeds it down underneath to Sydney Carr. She thought she was bumped in the paint. Puts up a wild shot. It won't go, and Young clears it. Off on the run. They get it up the floor. Into the hands of Brittany Bomaloo, and she'll dribble out top. Left side swings the pass to Booth. Booth to the middle. Kick it off to Day Evans in the free throw circle. Picked up by Britta Dobb. Hand it back to Bomaloo, who comes to get the basketball. Amanda Johnson on her. Screened off the ball, though. We've got a blocking foul going to be called underneath as Bomaloo tried to drive in on Britta Dobb. That'll be the third on Britta in the first of the second half on the Huskies. And it will send Brittany Bomaloo to the free throw line for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. She's a 71% free throw shooter for the season. This will be her first trip to the line this afternoon, and she hits the iron, the window, and then drops it down through the cords. One more to go. 5:06 to go in the third quarter. A 5-point lead again now for the Islanders, and it is up to 6 as Bomaloo gets them both. She's now got 5 points. And the lead again is 6, where it was at halftime. Now some full court pressure by the Islanders, but the Huskies break it. Calver, cross court left side, Amanda Johnson. She gets it out top to Dobb. Britta yo-yos out top, finds Calver, left elbow, lob it down low to Kirienko. Good feed and a good finish by Nika. She gets the layup to go, and the Huskies are back to within 4. 47-43. Day Evans out top to Emma Young. Young to Bomaloo. Bomaloo back out to Young. Almost lost it, but saves it to Jolivet. Play out around the arc. Bomaloo's going to drive in, cut off at the baseline by Nika, and puts up a wild shot. Won't go, and Calver with the rebound for the Huskies. Chance to cut the lead even further here, down to within 4. Feed it. Post right side to Calver. She gets it down low to Nika Kirienko, and the Huskies are back to within 2, 47-45. Little high-low game by the Huskies bigs there. And Calver finds Nika for another assist. Here's Day Evans with the answer. She puts up the jumper on the move in the paint, gets it to go, and she's fouled. And she will go to the free throw line. Well, it seems like every time the Huskies get within striking distance, the Islanders have an answer. And this time it's Evans. It stops the clock with 3:48 to go. 4-point lead for Texas A&M Corpus Christi, with a free throw to come when we come back on the Husky Sports Network.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers in Houston believe keeping America's families strong is vital. We believe Houston competes in a global economy, so we must construct buildings to last. We believe training for 10,000 hours counts for something. Most important, we believe in each other. We don't know what the competition believes, and most times, neither do you. To be the best, hire the best.
The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
Once there was a little pig that had built his house out of straw. One day, a big bad wolf huffed and he puffed and blew the house down. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped the pig with homeowner's insurance. He had replacement cost coverage, so his house was rebuilt good as new. The big bad wolf now has a job on a wind farm. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on homeowners insurance.
Back here at Sharp Gym, Day Evans to the free throw line for the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, trying to take their lead back up to 5 points after she was fouled on her jumper just before the timeout. And she does get the free throw to go. Evans now in this ball game has 5 points, and the lead is 5. The Huskies again trapped as they get it into the forecourt. And Sid Carr knocks it out of bounds. She gets it off the ankle of Tiara Matthews, who's checked in, a sophomore. 5'10". Calver, cross court, finds Amanda Johnson open for a three, and Amanda drains it from the left angle. It's back to a 2-point game. 50-48. The Huskies fighting hard here, trying to hang around. Booth to the baseline, left side, goes up and stops, puts up the jumper off the window. Good defense by Calver, but trying to cut her off to the baseline, got back on her heels, and Booth just pulled up, went high off the window for 2. It's a 4-point game again. Megan Valdez-Crater out top. She's calling the play. Swings it right side to Carr. Find Calver open at the left elbow. Her jumper won't go, and the rebound is controlled by Booth. Up ahead to Evans. Evans is going to drive in. Cut off by Valdez-Crater to the baseline. Finds Matthews. She drives in, puts it up over Kirienko. Shot won't go, and Kirienko with the rebound, but she throws it away. Valdez-Crater going in one direction. The ball went the other. Emma Young tries to go up, and she's going to be fouled by Nika. Shot won't go, but she'll have 2 free throws here. Kirienko, that's her first. Third on the Huskies here in the third quarter. 2:33 to go. And Emma Young to the free throw line for the Islanders. She's got 18 points as she hits the first free throw here, 53-48. She has had a strong afternoon for them, has 19 now. It's the second one to go. And the lead is now 6, right where it was at the half. And the Huskies again will get it inbounds, facing a little pressure in the backcourt. Valdez Crater up to Calver. Calver cross court, has her pass intended for Johnson, stolen by Young. She'll run it out. Lets Valdez Crater fly by and then lays it off the glass for 2. Well, you could see Emma Young anticipating that pass and timed her jump into the passing lane perfectly. Feed down low, intended from Johnson for Kirienko, and Kiara Matthews knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Huskies basketball. .203 to go in the third quarter. 56-48. Huskies had rallied as close as 2 a couple of times here in the third quarter. Now down by 8. Carr lobs it down low. They try to go into Kirienko. She can't get it up and in, but she's going to be bumped and fouled by, I believe, Dede Evans. It is on Evans. Third foul, or check it, 4th team foul on the Islanders here in the third quarter. And free throws for Veronica Kirienko. She gets the first one to go. She's got 7 now in this ball game. Nika with some good minutes here off the bench this afternoon. Ready to go with the second free throw and gets them both. So the Huskies back to within 6. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bomaloo out top, picked up by Amanda Johnson. Goes right side to Evans. Valdez Crater on her. Swing it off to LaDerica Paul, who's checked back in. Left side. She'll go back to Bomaloo in the left corner. Feed it into the low box to Emma Young. No look pass, cross court, right baseline to Paul. Shot won't go, rattles out, and Carr with the rebound. Off on the run. She shoots a fastball up over the head of Lauren Calver. Calver off on the run, had gotten behind her defender. The pass thrown away, and Huskies will have to go back on defense. Another turnover gives it back to the Islanders, who've still got a 6-point lead with 1:15 to go in the third. Bomaloo drives in, puts it up over Kirienko. Ball is loose on the floor off the rebound, and Bomaloo will run it down. He'll get a new look and a new shot clock. Matthews turn around at the free throw line. Her shot rolls around, won't go, and we've got a whistle. And Bomaloo is going to be called for a foul here, going up over the back of Megan Valdez Crater. And that'll be the 5th foul on the Islanders in the quarter, so we're going to get free throws for the Huskies. And Darcy Dahl and Chet Martin knew it, but down on the other end with the basketball, Jacqueline Watson was the last to know, but now we'll send Megan Valdez Crater to the other end of the floor to take a couple of free throws here. Megan, the freshman out of San Antonio, 68% shooter for the season, 43 of 63 attempts that she has made. And off the front iron with her first one here. 55.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brianna Henry checks back in. Emma Young's going to sit down. 6-point lead for the Islanders. Under a minute to go in the third. Valdez Crater gets the second free throw to go. 1 out of 2. It's a 5-point game. Lajanera Robinson is checked back in. Brings the ball up the floor. Left side to LaDerica Paul. She's picked up by Carr. Matthews lobs it down low, intended for Henry, and Her pass led Henry too far, and it goes out of bounds back to the Huskies. So they can cut it down a little bit more. 43 seconds to go here in the third, trying to shave off as much of this lead before you head into the final 10 minutes of play. Pressure in the backcourt again. Valdez-Crater get it up ahead. Calver back to Valdez-Crater. 30 seconds on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Calver open for a three. Too strong off the back iron. The rebound is going to be tipped and controlled by Paul for the Islanders. She'll get it up the floor to Robinson. Shot clock is off, and they can take the final look here if they want to. Pretty good look that time from Lauren Calver on the offensive side, but shot would just not go. Back the other way. The Huskies on defense as Paul drives in. Can't get it to go, but Matthews underneath. Gets the miss. Tries to follow, and it won't go. Let's see. We've got a foul called right before the timeout, before the end of the quarter. And now Chet Martin and Darcy Dahl are talking things over across the way. Now we're going to go to the monitor and see if there was a foul on the Huskies before the clock expired. And all three officials will come over right in front of us here to take a look. And they are trying to determine. Chet Martin signaled that there was a foul. Now, whether it occurred before the clock expired may be the question right now. They've looked at the monitor, and now they're huddled up right out in front of us here near midcourt. Darcy Dahl, a veteran official, doing most of the talking now. Chet Martin, Jacqueline Watson conferring with her. They've reached a consensus. Now let's see what the decision is. And I think they're going to wave off the foul here. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we've got a stoppage in play, 56-51. The Huskies will go into the final 10 minutes, down by 5 on the Husky Sports Network. Are you a graduate of Houston Baptist University? Did you know the value of your degree increases when you actively participate in the HBU Alumni Association? Your Alumni Association actively supports the growth, retention, and ranking of our school by our scholarship efforts. Husky Alumni Network volunteers actively work to recruit the best and brightest to HBU, and we promote and support programs intended to build a growing network of people committed to quality, higher Christian education through our alumni scholarship efforts. We also work to strengthen the bond between our university and the community, and we're your connection to over 18,000 fellow alumni, mostly in and around the Houston metro area. Log on to learn more about our mission and your privileges and benefits at hbu.edu/alumni. And find us via social media on Facebook at the Houston Baptist University Alumni Association page and on Twitter and Instagram at HBU_alumni. But no matter how you do it, connect with the HBU Alumni Association, because a strong alumni base equals a strong HBU.
This is the HBU Husky Sports Network, powered by Legacy Sports.
Back here at Sharp Gym, the fourth quarter is already ready to go here. It's A&M Corpus Christi Islanders basketball to start the fourth quarter. Amanda Johnson knocks the initial inbounds pass out of bounds, but they start over and they get it into the forecourt. Robinson has it out top. She's picked up by Sydney Carr. Right side to Day-Day Evans. Find Tiara Matthews out top. She'll swing it back to Robinson. Drives in, puts it up, count the bucket, and this time the foul will count. And Lajanera Robinson will go to the line, fouled by Lauren Calver, I believe. No, Sydney Carr picks it up. Robinson's got 4 points now and a +1 opportunity here. But it will not go, and Calver will get the rebound for the Huskies. 3 fouls now on Carr. First foul of the fourth quarter on either team. Huskies are down by 7 as they bring it up the floor. Valdez Crater gets it to Amanda Johnson. Nika's open underneath, but they didn't see her. And now she's covered back up. In the corner, Carr tries to feed it inside. It's tipped away. Matthews to Paul, and Paul gets it off to Robinson. Up ahead to Evans. Evans got into the free throw circle looking for help. Robinson back to Evans. Take it to the middle. Matthews looks left side to Robinson. She'll fire up a 3, and they left her wide open, and the Huskies now find themselves down by 10. First double-digit lead of the ball game for either team. 61-51, 8:41 to go. Here's traffic for Sydney Carr. She loses the ball. Off to Day Evans. Swing it out. Carr's got to look at a 3. Misses everything, but the rebound pulled down by Matthews. Her follow won't go, and it's knocked out of bounds off the Huskies. Stops the clock with 8:29 to go here, fourth quarter of play. Final game of the season for your HBU Huskies. Britta Dobb checks in. Megan Valdez Crater checks out. Into Matthews. She drives it in, tries to go up over Kirienko, and we've got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Tiara Matthews on the rebound. She missed the shot and tried to go up over Kirienko to grab the board, and the Huskies will bring it up the floor. First foul on Matthews, first on the team for Corpus here in the fourth quarter. Carr, right side, feeds it into Kirienko. Her little floater in the paint won't go. Rebound tipped by Johnson to Calver. Back to Kirienko. They've got a new shot clock. Amanda Johnson is left wide open. Her shot won't go. Kirienko in the paint. Has it stripped away, but she's going to be fouled. And the foul's going to be on LaDerica Paul. Second foul on the Islanders here. First foul on Paul. She'll check out. Matthews will check out. Day Evans will check out as well. Young, Henry, Bomaloo back out on the floor. Huskies get the ball inbounds out top to Sydney Carr. She gets it into Kirienko into a triple team. Turn around on the baseline. They call it for a travel. VK got it to go off the window and down through, but not before she walked with the basketball. A lot of traffic around her when they dropped it down in low to her. Here's Booth back out on the floor. Feeds it out top to Henry. Henry to Robinson. She'll get it to Emma Young. Into the paint. They go to Henry. Blocked by Kirienko. And they're going to say Veronica picked up a foul. Wow, VK got a clean look at the basketball there. She must have got her with the body, though. Draws her second personal foul. Second foul on the Huskies here in the fourth. 7.5 to go, and we'll send Creana Henry back to the free throw line. Her first free throws of the afternoon, excuse me. And she's short on the first one. One more to come. Henry, 3 dribbles, eyes the basket, and gets the second free throw to go. So the lead is now 11. They extend their largest lead of the ball game with 7:25 to go. And back to the pressure. Up the floor, Carr finds Kirienko. She goes to Johnson, who saves it on the baseline. Get it back out top to Britta Dobb. 12 on the shot clock. They got time. Inside, intended for Amanda Johnson, and it's stolen away by Emma Young. On the run, she'll put it up, won't go, and Johnson clears Young a little bit out of control on that one for the Islanders, and the Huskies will bring it back up. Britta Dobb picked up by Robinson. Way out top. Middle of the floor, goes right side to Calver. Gets it back. Feed it to Carr in the free throw circle. She'll drive in, put it up, off the window, won't go, but follows her own miss. It wouldn't go down. Tough break for Sydney Carr, but she will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Nice athletic move by Sid that time, but just could not get the shot to find the bottom of the cords. And Carr will go back to the line. We'll check it. This is her first trip to the line here. They've only sent Megan Valdez-Crater and Veronica Kirienko and Kennedy Collins to the free throw line today. So the first one from Carr is good. Second one is good as well. She gets them both. Brings the Huskies back to within single numbers here. 62-53. 6:35 left in regulation time. Booth out top to Henry. Henry to Robinson. Bomaloo right side. Swings it down low to Henry. Turnaround jumper won't go. The rebound is pulled by Carr, and Booth ties her up. It's going to be Huskies basketball on the alternating possession. Calver's going to check out. Shannon Jones will check in for her. And it looks like, again, the Islanders are going to go to the trap in the backcourt. Jones with the basketball, gets it to Dobb. Dobb up ahead to Carr. Carr to Jones. She'll pull up and pop from 18, and Shannon Jones with the bucket. She's got 8. 6 minutes to go. Huskies back to within 7. You need some defensive stops here. Plenty of time left in this ball game. Brittany Bomaloo drives in past Amanda Johnson. Off the glass, won't go, and Shannon Jones gets the board, and she's going to be fouled. Took an elbow to the chin from Creana Henry. Henry's 4th foul. And that'll be the 4th foul on the Islanders. And it'll stop the clock with 5:47 to go. We've got a timeout on the floor. 62-55 is our score. Huskies trying to close the gap here as they close in on the end of their season. See what happens when we come back on the Husky Sports Network.
Here's a toast to all you Caniacs. You are ever faithful aficionados of premium, fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers from Raising Cane's. Keen connoisseurs of Cane's crispy, extra-long, premium crinkle-cut fries. You who are dedicated to the made-fresh daily cane sauce that twirls tongues in a tastefully tangy tango. Topped off with a little slice of heaven from the goodness of the griddle. We toast you all from Raising Cane's. One love.
But what about you? When you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi. Sounds good, doesn't it?
But why stop there? The refreshing taste of Pepsi is the perfect way to celebrate anything. Like when you and your roommate order a pizza and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks, no charge. That's worth a Pepsi celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
5:47 to go, perhaps in the season for the Huskies. As they bring it up the floor, trailing by 7. Shannon Jones, right side, takes it to the baseline. Nice move, can't finish. But Sydney Carr with the follow. Gets it off the window and down through. Sid's got 8, and the Huskies are back to within 5, 62-57. Not going away, playing tough here this afternoon. Now they need some stops. Bomaloo takes it to the middle, swing it left side into the corner to Robinson. Her baseline 3 goes. Robinson finds a range from the left corner, and the lead is back up to 8, 65-57. You don't want to trade threes with them the rest of the way. Jones is going to drive down, and she's cut off by Emma Young, but fouled as she goes to the baseline. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Islanders. Young's 4th personal foul. No, it's actually the 5th team foul. So free throws to come for the Huskies. And we've got a timeout on the floor here. This will be another official's timeout. But we'll hang on to it right here with 4:58 to go. Remind you that, unfortunately, no matter the outcome this afternoon, the Huskies' season comes to a close here at the conclusion of this game. They're going to finish up either 6-12 in Southland Conference play or perhaps 7-11. If they do come back and pull this one out, they would have won 5 of their last 6 games to finish at 7-11 in Southland Conference play. And it would be a nice little finish for a team that struggled with injuries and illnesses all season that have impacted them. But it's a very young squad that's going to bring almost everybody back off this roster next season. Don't forget, too, the men's game follows this one later on this evening. 7 o'clock Central Time is the tip for that one. 6:40 we'll have the pregame show. And it'll be senior day for the men as well. Will Gates Jr., Tim Miles going to be honored before the game. And this the final game of the season for Coach Cottrell's squad. But we come out of the timeout. Shannon Jones goes to the free throw line and gets the first one to drop down through. She's got one more to come. Good afternoon off the bench for Shannon this afternoon. She's got 9 with 4:58 to go. And the second free throw is good as well. 65-59. Huskies down by 6. Under 5 to go. Robinson up into the forecourt. Goes right side to Bomlou. Screen from Matthews as Bomlou takes it to the middle. Finds him a Young. Left angle to Robinson. Cut off as she tries to go to the middle. They lob it down low. Intended for Young. She can't control it. It's stolen by Amanda Johnson. Taken away by Bretta Daub. Up the floor to Sid Carr. Back right side to Jones. She looks inside. Puts it on the floor looking for help. She's going to dribble into the paint. Double team. Gives it off to Nika. Veronica Kirienko's shot won't go, but Carr right there. Put back won't go, and she's fouled. Carr will go to the free throw line. Can cut it down to 4 with a pair of free throws here. Kirienko's baseline jumper missed everything, but Sydney Carr, who's been in the right place at the right time a couple of times, she's got 9 rebounds this afternoon. 8 points, 9 boards. It'd be nice to see Sid finish up the year with a double-double here. She's got 2 free throws to try to at least get part of that. She gets her 9th point on the first free throw. 1 more to come. 9 points, 9 boards now for Carr. 65-60. Huskies back to within 5. Still 4:17 to go. Second free throw is good. And so now Carr has double digits in scoring. 1 rebound needed to get to a double-double this afternoon. Day Evans yo-yos out around the arc. Feeds it to Jolivet. Jolivet to Bommaloo. Feed it inside. Lob it down low. Intended for Booth, and she's going to be fouled by Shannon Jones, I believe. That's a 3rd foul on Shannon. 3rd foul on the Huskies here in the 4th quarter. So baseline in. Jolivet takes a feed, drives down, and gets Kirienko off her feet and lays it off the glass and in for 2. 67-61. Here's Jones back the other way. She drives in. She's got 12 now, and the Huskies back to within 4. 3:38 to go. Need some defensive stops here, though. You can't afford to trade baskets the rest of the way. Bommaloo down low into Booth, and we've got a jump ball called. They say that one of the Huskies, I think it was Kirienko, got a hand on it. Shot clock was reset at the table, but now the officials correct that. It's dropped back down to 14 seconds. Islander possession on the alternating arrow. They're down to 5 on the shot clock. Bomelu gets free, puts up a jumper, and it goes off the iron. A break for the Huskies there. Bomelu had a wide open look. The Huskies trail by 4 as they bring it back up the floor. Kirienko, high post right side, pass cross court is going to be knocked out of bounds. Henry got a hand on it in front of Sidney Carr, hit the deck. And fortunately for the Huskies, it goes out of bounds off of A&M Corpus Christi. So Britta Dobb takes the inbounds feed from Carr, gets it to Amanda Johnson. She'll drive into the free throw circle, back to Shannon Jones, and we've got a whistle away from the basketball. A 3-second call on Kirienko down in the paint. Critical turnover there for the Huskies. They're at 22 for the afternoon in the turnover column. Bomelu right side to Dede Evans. 2:35 and counting. Bomelu left side drives in. Shannon Jones there to cut her off. The shot won't go on the run, but the rebound tipped out to Henry, and they've got a new shot clock. They can eat up some more clock. Huskies with a good defensive stop there. Just could not clear the glass. Booth, cross court to Jolivet. Jolivet finds Evans. Evans will drive in, put it up over Shannon Jones. Floats past her and gets it to drop down through. She's got 7 now, and they're up by 6 as we roll under 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Sid Carr out top. Sends it to her former high school teammate, Shannon Jones. She dribbles at the arc, drives down right side, turnaround, spin move, and gets the roll. Drops it down through. Shannon with 14 points now. 1:35 to go. Again, it's a 4-point game, but the Huskies can't seem to break any closer than that here in the fourth quarter. Here's almost a steal. We're going to get an offensive foul called on Delecia Booth. And the Huskies will go back the other way with 1:25 to go. Dahl will bring it up the floor. No pressure until they get across the timeline. She goes right side to Shannon Jones. Drives in, puts it up, won't go. Rebound by Kirienko. She tries to go up, and she's going to be fouled, and Veronica will go to the free throw line with 72 seconds left and a chance to cut it down to a 2-point ball game. Nika to the free throw line, and she hits the first one. Emma Young is going to check back in for Yuri Jolivet for the Islanders. Kirienko, 3 for 3 at the stripe. It's a 3-point game right now. Miss or make here, you need to play some defense. She makes it. It's a 2-point game, and the Huskies will put a little token pressure on the basketball in the backcourt. Bomelu lobs it up ahead for Booth. Now she's trapped, and we've got a timeout called by Royce Chadwick. He wants to talk things over with his squad with 63 seconds to go. Huskies have fought back to within 2. Can they climb up all the way out of this hole and pull off a win here to close out the season? There is some electricity across the way in Donna Finney's huddle as the girls will try to put a stop here to the offense for the Islanders. Huskies have played well. They've shot well this afternoon. Turned the ball over way too much, and that, you hope, won't be the difference in this ball game. You hope they can overcome that with their good shooting. Down by 2, though. 63 seconds to go. Main thing here is to prevent a score without committing a foul. Emma Young cross court, throws the ball away, and the Huskies will have it on the turnover. And Donna Finney wants a timeout so they can inbound the ball in the forecourt. She'll talk it over with her team. A 30-second timeout with 59.7 to go here in the fourth quarter. The implications here for the Islanders, they're going to be in the Southland Conference Tournament next week, but a win or a loss could potentially impact their seeding. Right now they are in 5th place in the conference standings, tied for 5th with Nichols at 10-7. Colonels, the Lady Colonels this afternoon are in Hammond taking on Southeastern Louisiana. See if we get you an update there. Nichols with a lead at the half. That's the latest update we've got. 52-44 over Southeastern. So the Huskies could drop the Islanders down if they can come back with a win here. Amanda Johnson's going to drive in. Blocked from behind, and she's fouled. And Amanda hits the deck, but she will go to the free throw line to try and tie this up. Foul is going to be called on Yuri Jolivet. That'll be her first, or second personal foul. And Amanda Johnson to the free throw line to shoot 2 here to try and tie it up with 55.7 to go. First one hits the front iron, kisses the window, and drops down through the cords. Emma Young checks back in. Jolivet checks out. 1-point game, and it stays that way. The free throw rattled around the iron but would not drop down through, but the Huskies are within 1 with 55.7 to go. So you know you've got at least 2 possessions left in this game with the 30-second shot clock. And you wonder if the Islanders will try to milk as much clock as possible, or if they'll try to go 2 for 1 here, maybe get off a quick shot to ensure themselves that they get the ball back at the end of this ball game. Various philosophies there. And don't be surprised if you see them try to go 2 for 1 here. Royce Chadwick has talked it over with his squad. Delecia Booth picked up by Shannon Jones, but she gets it inbounds to Day Evans. Fans here at Sharp calling for defense from the good guys. Booth out top to Evans. 44 seconds to go. Mamalou right side to the middle. Kick it to Henry. They're going to try and eat up as much of this clock as possible. Evans out at the arc, drives in, going to try to go by Britta Dahm. Swing it off to Booth. She puts up a wild shot, and it rolls around and drops down through. Awkward release, but an acrobatic move, and she got it to go with 26.2 left on the game clock. And now the Huskies will look to try and tie it up here, down by 3. Give Booth some credit. That was an awkward shot that she was off balance for, but somehow managed to get enough English on it that it crawled up over the iron and down through the net. And she's given them a 3-point lead. Booth this afternoon with 12 points for the Islanders. The 2 coaches talk things over. Stick with us. Coming up on the Huskies post-game report, we'll chat with Donna Finney, win or lose, to close out this season. This has been an exciting one this afternoon. You would love to see the Huskies come up with a 3 here. Could they perhaps send their final game of the season into overtime? Donna Finney across the way, drawing up the play. She's surrounded by Jones, Kirienko, Johnson, Daub, and Carr. You got to figure that's the 5 coming out on the floor for her. Royce Chadwick has already sent his 5 back out there. Jolivet, Booth, Evans, Robinson, and Henry out on the floor right now for defensive purposes. 27 seconds put back on the clock, so 27 to go, and Britta Daub will inbound the ball to Sydney Carr, and here we go. 3-point deficit for HBU. Dobb to the middle. She'll lob it inside to Kirienko. She'll turn around, put it up off the window. The shot won't go. The rebound is tipped. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. And out of bounds off the Islanders. Huskies basketball with 14.6 to go. Donna Finney wants to use another timeout. And this could very well be the last look of the season for the Huskies. Well, they got it inside to Kirienko. She was going to try to put up a 2 to cut it back down to 1. The shot was off the mark, though. Fortunately for the Huskies, they disrupted that rebound enough that the blue jerseys couldn't grab hold of it. And they knocked it out of bounds instead. Now we're going to have the officials take a look. And I guess Royce Chadwick has asked them to make sure that it went out of bounds off of his team. Darcy Dahl and Chet Martin are taking a look at it. And it'll be Huskies basketball. They have confirmed the call. Each team has one timeout left with 14.6 to go in this ball game. I don't know if that will factor into what happens here over the next few seconds, but we shall see. Either coach could go to the timeout if they need it. Amanda Johnson to the baseline, gets it in to Kirienko. She goes to Shannon Jones. Jones will drive in. They'll let her go. Puts up the jumper, won't go. They follow. The miss won't go. They need a 3. And the shot won't go. And underneath, Brianna Henry has the loose ball, and she is fouled, and that's going to do it with 3.8 to go. Jones with the foul off the miss. Now that's just the 4th foul on the Huskies, so there are no free throws to go. And now Royce Chadwick is going to use his final timeout. And this is going to be a full timeout. But again, we'll hang on to it right here. So just to recap, the Huskies down by 5 at the end of a quarter, 20-15, outscored by a point in the second quarter, so trailed by 6 at the half, 39-33. They actually outscored A&M Corpus Christi by 1 point in the third, so we're down by 5 as we headed into the final quarter. They outscored the Islanders by 2 here in the fourth, close to within 3, but had a couple of pretty good looks with under 30 seconds to go. Opportunities to tie it up or get close, but they just could not convert on the shots. And now A&M Corpus Christi will inbound the ball across the way next to their bench. Booth will get it into Young, and she's fouled immediately by Sydney Carr. And Young will go to the free throw line. She's been very good for them today. She's perfect at the line, 5 for 5. She's got 21 points to lead the Islanders. Amanda Johnson leading the Huskies with 21 or 20, depending on where you look, which scorecard you look at. We'll get that cleared up. Young gets the first free throw to go. It's a 2-possession game now, and that will do it. So the Islanders will finish up 11-7 in Southland Conference play, tied for 4th. And we don't know if they've got the tiebreaker over New Orleans or not. Second free throw is good by Young, a 5-point ball game with 2.8 to go. And the Huskies use their final timeout of the season with under 3 ticks left. Well, again, the Huskies have most of this squad back next year. Much brighter days ahead for Donna Finney's squad, hoping that those girls will stay healthy. Shannon Jones is just a sophomore. Sophie Taylor is a sophomore. Bria Johnson, who's had an injury problem all season, is a sophomore. Britta Daub, a sophomore. We haven't even seen Taylor Cole-Morgan this year, who's been injured and out all season. Got a red shirt this year. She will be a sophomore, a redshirt sophomore next year. Megan Valdez-Crater is a freshman. Amanda Johnson, a junior. She'll be the veteran on the squad next year. Down to the final 3 seconds. Carr gets a shot away. It won't go, and that's the ball game, and that's the season. 73-58, the final score. The Islanders coming to Sharp Gym, pull out a win against a very feisty Huskies team this afternoon to bring a close to the 2017-2018 season. We'll take a timeout, come back and chat with the head coach, Donna Finney, to wrap things up for the year here on the Husky Sports Network.
The real story is I'm in here every morning and have sampled just about every kolache that they make here.
Bacon, egg, and cheese on wheat for me, and then the rest is for the office. So yes, I'll pick up every Friday. I'll stop by here and pick up some for my group.
Well, I used to think it was just fruit-filled stuff, and then I came here and there's eggs and bacon and cheese and all kinds of good stuff in there. It's like a whole breakfast and a bun. It's great.
It's always a good thing if you can eat healthy and not know it.
When you drive down the street looking for something to eat, you're going to pass 5 places to buy a sandwich, 6 places to buy a burger. There's only one place you can get a kolache, and that's Kolache Factory. It's delicious. You're going to have people that try to copy you, but they're not going to do it as well. We know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. We do it the best, and our success proves that.
Houston's own Kolache Factory, the freshest, highest quality, best tasting kolaches in town. Over 50 Houston area locations and a proud partner of HBU Athletics.
Let Houston Federal Credit Union be there for all the stages of your life. Take advantage of our products and services to help you with all your financial milestones, such as purchasing a car, buying a home, and planning for retirement. We're the credit union that will always have your back and helps you save money along the way. Houston Federal Credit Union is the official credit union of HBU. Experience the credit union difference today. Stop by any of our convenient locations or visit our website, houstonfcu.org.
At the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute, we're dedicated to the dedicated, who lace up before sunrise, who don't let a hard hit keep them down, who want the ball when the game's on the line. So team up with the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute at Texas Medical Center, Memorial City, or the Woodlands, where our affiliated surgeons, specialists, and physical therapists offer all athletes the elite care they need to forge ahead.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Back here at Sharp Gym, joined by the head coach, Donna Finney, as we put a wrap on the 2017-2018 season. And the Huskies, very game effort this afternoon, but just little things conspired against you to keep you from being able to get over the hump.
I felt like the last kind of 5 or 6 games, Lonnie, we've not necessarily played well, but found ways to win. And today I just didn't think we did the little things that we've done the last 5 or 6 games. And it showed, Our focus in the stretch in those last timeouts was not good either. And that's actually been one of our strengths in tight games, is executing out those timeouts, and we just didn't do it today. So disappointed in that. But, the growth that the team's shown this last few weeks is really encouraging for next year.
Yeah, and we talked about it toward the end of the game during one of those last timeouts. Practically all of them will be back with another year under their belt. So there's that to look forward to. I would imagine, part of the big problem, especially in the first half today, was the turnover factor. You shot the ball extremely well in the first half, and really for the entire game. But just giving the ball away kind of defeats what you're trying to do offensively.
It's haunted us all year, And I said at one point during the game to the staff, like, short of making them sleep with the basketball and carry it with them 24/7, I mean, it's something that they have to commit to improving on, because, it's almost this, like, I don't want the ball in my hands when pressure comes. And I said to them at halftime, there's nothing wrong with just tucking the ball, on your hip and settling people down instead of trying to get rid of it and turning it over. And then the first possession that they pressed in the second half, Lauren caught the ball through it cross court, turned it over, and she turned around to me. I said, I just talked about that, So, I mean, it's things like that where they have to be much more confident with the ball in their hands. And we've told them from day one, the ball is safer in your hands than it is on that pass against the pressure. And for some reason, they like passing the ball to their teammates. So for next year, we got to figure that one out.
Yeah. How did the pressure all day up and down the floor, defensive pressure by A&M Corpus Christi, impact some of that?
Yeah, I mean, at halftime I said, look, guys, we talk about pressure, but, there's 2 types of pressure, and I kind of said that was a lot of fake pressure in that there's no help behind. So if you can beat that pressure, then, we're going to get layups behind it. But we couldn't see past that pressure. So their fake pressure was working, basically. And at halftime, that's why we said, look, if whoever catches the ball in the press break on the sideline, if you attack, there's no help behind there. And, Sid did it a few times, Shannon did it a few times. But, consistently, our guards need to do a better job of attacking when there is pressure, because they are on their heels way too much.
Speaking of Shannon, she came off the bench, especially in the second half, and gave you some good minutes and some big scoring in that second half.
Yep, she did. Shannon, is probably the one person that needs to be more consistent every day. I mean, we're big on you'll play minutes if you're consistent in practice, and I think there's Shannon and a couple of others, their minutes would be much higher if they showed up every day and practiced harder, because that reflects your minutes. And, I think they know that, so it's no shock for me to say that, but they know that and they hear it. So I'm hoping that just with this year under her belt and having kind of a positive end to the season and, helping us in scoring and rebounding, she can continue that into next year and become more consistent.
How do you get that message to click in the mind of a young player like that? That's the
Why are you asking me hard questions?
I'm sorry.
One of the officials turned around to me and said at one point, I don't know how you do this. I mean, I think at one point I said to Britta, hey, there's 3 people on Amanda at the high post. Can you pass to the person who's open on the wing? And the official was like, I don't know how you do this. Britta was like, yes. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's just, a lot of it is just inexperience. And I say that because, in most programs, these kids wouldn't be getting the minutes that they had this year. But they have, and I think that's going to benefit us the next 2 years, because we've got so many sophomores particularly playing big minutes that next year there's no excuses. Like, they got to be ready. And we're adding a couple of really key pieces that I think are going to help us next year, and push people to be more consistent in practice, because it's going to impact their minutes if they don't. And it'll be much more competitive on a daily basis, and that will show in our play, hopefully.
And perhaps added to that, you get some bodies back that have been out with injuries this year.
Yeah.
And it could really change the dynamic of this team.
Well, right. And I think, depending on what happens with Natalia and Bria, those two would be huge pieces if they can be healthy. Mm-hmm. Huge pieces. But, they haven't been healthy all year. And it's, playing, Bria's playing on, one arm at the moment, and Natalia's playing on one leg. So it's, if we can get them healthy, that really gives us two things we don't have right now. That vocal leader at the point in Bria, and then that shot blocker, that consistent shot blocker and solid post defender with size. And I'll say, I think Kennedy Collins did a great job again today. I think she was really solid, and she's, probably of all our posts become the most solid and consistent. But, I still think, she can give us more. She did a good job attacking at times today, but, I'll be looking for her in the off-season to be more of an offensive threat.
Well, we said it in the pregame, but I'll say it again for anybody who wasn't with us. We always enjoy getting to cover your teams and always appreciate your time. And good or bad, you're always good to us over here and good to the fans that listen in. And just on their behalf, I say thanks for everything you do for us here.
Well, thank you as well, Lonnie, and thank you to everybody who listens.
Yeah.
Gives up their time at
Absolutely.
3 a.m. to in Australia and Germany.
People in all times of the day in all parts of the world.
And interestingly, if I'd love to be able to share my mom's texts after the game, and maybe I'll do that with you on your own, because they're definitely very interesting. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to know.
When I played, it used to be, why did you miss that layup? And now when I'm coaching, why did you do this? So, yeah.
Well, good luck in the off season, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, we're going to get after it. So
go get them.
Yep, we will. Thanks, Lonnie.
Donna Finney, thank you. We'll take one final timeout and come back and wrap this one up on the Huskies postgame report after this.
Coming to you in Living Cola.
The joy of cola. Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Jumping, just enjoy the ride. Take your time. Joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun.
Refreshing Pepsi Cola from the wonderful folks who put the R in cola.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Back here at Sharp Gym, time to say so long for the season. The Huskies finish up 10-18, 6-12 in the conference. And for everybody who brought you these games this year, thank you for being a part of it. We'll see you down the road. So long, everybody. Until next year. You've been listening to Dogs HBU Up. Husky Sports on the Husky Sports Network, powered by the Legacy Sports Network. These broadcasts are brought to you by the corporate sponsors of HBU Athletics, including Houston Federal Credit Union, the Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Pepsi, Geico, Raising Cane's, Kolache Factory, and IBEW Local 716. That's going to wrap it up for now. So until we see you next time, so long and dogs up.